watched you beat Nick Saban's defense. I thought he threw 400 yards on that Alabama defense twice. He went 28-2. And yet we're doing these mock drafts. We talk to these teams. You were an ACC quarterback, a superstar. There's this other cat from the ACC, Mitchell Trubisky, and now you guys are kind of being held in the same conversation. As someone who did it on the field, as someone who won the national title, who did it on the biggest bright lights, what's your response to people who say, I like Trubisky more than Watson?
Hey, then you're going to have to live with the consequences that come with it.
Love it.
You know, that's how I see it. You know, I try to stay in my own lane and try not to, you know, take that path. And, you know, I respect Mitch and what he's done and all the hype he's getting. But at the same time, you know, all my result speaks for itself. And, you know, I feel like I've accomplished a lot, accomplished everything that I could. And, you know, it just, I guess if that's who they're going to roll with, then, hey, so be it.
Live with those consequences.
Right.
I like that.
Those are good words. Listen, speaking of words, we know what happened at Clemson, okay? The season ended with this incredible celebration. You beat Alabama.
Celebration!
You said going into the season, everybody at Clemson had one word.
Old Spice people are real happy back there. Lots of smiles.
Your word was legendary.
Right.
Be legendary going into the season. What is your word going into your rookie season in the NFL? What's the word?
Probably ambitious. Going in there with the right attitude, right mindset, and that's the work each and every day, regardless of how successful I am. And then if I have some adversity, which I'm going to have, you know, just always keep that same mentality, be ambitious, and try to achieve everything I can.
How about this word? Cleveland. How about that as a word? You like the sound of that?
I did that first to talk to my man, right?
What do you mean? Tell me about that. What happened?
Right here.
What happened?
Saying, you know, team's going to cut me in half. Baltimore going to cut me in half.
Steve, come on, fess up. During commercial.
Finish him to the
I'm trying
ground.
to make it a 30.
Oh, no, you're not going to make it a 30 going to Cleveland. No, so look, two-part question. What's your ideal team that you'll love to go to just being a kid? You know, for me, it was just San Francisco 49ers. I grew up San Francisco 49er fan.
Yeah.
Wanted to be like Jerry Rice. Wanted to play DB a little bit. Wanted to be like Deion.
Right.
So you got that. But also, too, how are you handling, obviously, you were in college. You played at the highest level. ACC, national championship, back-to-back at the end of it. And now you got a guy who had 1 year. How 1 year of starter, whatever reason why he was a starter doesn't concern you. How are you trying to block that out? But at the same time, let teams know, hey, I'm a better guy. And here's the reasons why. What are you doing to be respectful, but also allow your competitive edge and your confidence from your work ethic also show?
Right. Just start off with the first part of the question. And my team growing up was the Atlanta Falcons. I wanted to be like Michael Vick.
Okay.
You know, the video game, I'm playing with Vick all day. And so that was my team. And then the second part of the question, really, man, just kind of, you know, sitting down with them and just keeping it real, just, you know, keeping it 100 and telling my life story, what I've done, and showing them, hey, this is me. And so, you know, and just kind of going into a loop, however that is, kind of saying that, you know, if you take this guy, then you're going to have to pay, like I said earlier, pay for the consequences. And you know, this is what you're going to get from me. I've shown you, I've done it, and then you have a guy that probably showing you a little bit, but have the same resume that I have. It's kind of...
This cat, their high school hadn't won a state title in 100 years. They win the state title. Clemson hadn't won a title in over a couple of decades. They win the title. You also come from pretty humble beginnings, an incredible story. If you could tell us about your childhood just a little bit and what you've been through just to even get to Clemson.
Yeah, I grew up, I have an 815 on my wristband. I have it tatted on me, too. 815 Ashland Square is the neighborhood I grew up in, you know, project homes, where, you know, nothing is just a recycling bin. You did jail, dead, in the streets, drop out, same old stuff. But and I was just the chosen one out of it. So all the people that took that route kind of knew I was special. I was the chosen one, so they put me down a different route. And every time I was around them, they didn't do any of the negative stuff, the bad stuff. They just always, hey, let's go play football, let's go play basketball. And so I thought that was the norm. And so, you know, my mom's single parent with 4 kids, struggling, you know, having sometimes take two jobs and then, you know, diagnosed with cancer. It was tough. But at the same time, it was a blessing in disguise that, you know, made me see life different.
Back in 2012, 4 years before your championship game, you tweeted, if I get a chance to play in a national championship, I'm going to go ham. Now, what does the crystal ball say for your NFL future? Since you're so good at predicting things that happen in your future, I want to know, what do we got to look forward to from Deshaun Watson in the league?
I'm blessed to stay healthy and play for a while, man. I'm chasing the GOAT. I'm chasing Tom.
Ooh.
I'm going 6. That's the big thing. I know it's gonna be
it.
tough. It's gonna be hard. And I gotta have the right situation, have some luck on the way. But that's what I'm chasing.
Yeah, that's ham with bacon and pork chops. That's
Yeah.
a little bit of all that.
For breakfast, biscuits and gravy.
Not if it's going to Cleveland.
It's the savior.
Nate
Wait,
wants
play
to wish
to
you
Baltimore.
Good luck at the draft, I'm sure.
Hey, appreciate you joining us.
I'm joking,
I
bro.
love what you're doing. I love your humble approach, but I can appreciate the confidence too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I always gotta
Good
have
luck in the draft, man. And wherever you land, even if it is Cleveland, do your thing, young
If
man.
it's Cleveland,
Oh, man, don't listen to Steve.
Bob Pace is not happy.
Unbelievable. See, that's the Baltimore Raven.
Love having Deshaun Watson joining us here on behalf of Old Spice, the greatest smell in the NFL. You can